Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today I'll be doing my preview and prediction for the 2023 NRL Grand Final. It's the biggest game of the year. Months of hard work and effort all come down to this one match. There is a lot to talk about, so let's start off with talking about the history between the two sides. These two sides have met twice in the league this season before this Grand Final. In round 1, Brisbane upset Penrith 13 points to 12 at Penrith Stadium. Now this were back when people didn't really know what Brisbane were going to be like this season. Of course, everyone remembered what happened last year and picked Penrith accordingly. And in round 12, it were Penrith who won on this occasion, defeating Brisbane 15 points to 4 at Suncorp Stadium. These two sides have met 60 times in the league since 1988, according to Rugby League Project. Penrith have won 24 times, Brisbane 35 times, and there has been one draw. Now, believe it or not, these two sides have only met 3 times in the finals before this Grand Final. The first came in 1990, where Penrith beat Brisbane in the semi-final. In 2003, in the qualifying final, Penrith would also win that match. And in the 2017 semi-final, it was Brisbane that came out on top in that game, where they defeated Penrith 13 points to 6, which also ended their season. The team lists have been announced today, and at the time of this recording, there has been no changes. Both of these sides coming into the Grand Final having been the best two teams all year, which in the NRL ever is quite rare. Only 7 or 8 times I can count has it happened since 1998, where the two best teams all season get to play each other in the decider. And it's been a while since I've seen the two teams that have made the Grand Final batter their opposition in the preliminary final like that. Both of these two sides have nearly exactly the same record as well, with 18 wins apiece and only 6 losses across the entire year. The only thing that separated these two sides in the regular season were for and against. This has to be potentially one of the best Grand Finals that we could watch in the NRL era, and both of these two sides have quality across the park. With Penrith, you have the defensive machine, the ruthlessness, the attacking flair, and likewise with Brisbane, you have a lot of speed, athleticism. They're right up there with Penrith in terms of attack. The thing which I think Penrith edged Brisbane on slightly is the defence. Penrith only concede around 10 points a game on average. In terms of Grand Final experience, Penrith of course have the most experience. For most of these players it will be their 4th Grand Final. As for Brisbane, when it comes to Grand Final experience, they don't really have as much. Reynolds will be the most experienced player, as this will be his 3rd Grand Final. Kurt Capewell, the would-be porn star, played and won a Grand Final with Penrith, but that's pretty much it. As we all know, sometimes experience is a factor, but we have seen teams with no Grand Finals experience in the past win the premiership before. And then there were a few stories. On the Penrith side, it's Stephen Crichton's last game. Then you've got Jack Cogger on the bench, who last year was playing in West Yorkshire with Huddersfield, and this will also be his final game for the club. And then you've also got Luke Garner, who last year was with the West Tigers. Can he go from a wooden spooner to Premier? And just the Penrith side in general, can they be the first team since Parramatta in the 1980s to win 3 in a row? As for Brisbane, you have Adam Reynolds, who not so long ago was lowballed by his boyhood club South, and now he's in another Grand Final. You've got Herbie Farnworth, who was playing his final game for the club, likewise with Flegler. And then you've also got Jesse Arthurs, the journeyman, on the wing. And also with the Brisbane team, this time last year, they choked badly towards the back end of the season. They were in the top 4 with only a few weeks to go and missed out entirely. And I think they have used the disappointment of last year to push them on to make this Grand Final. In terms of Grand Final appearances, this will be Brisbane's 8th Grand Final. They have a great record in finals, having won 6 of a possible 7 Grand Finals, and they were very unlucky not to win in 2015. They are looking for their first Grand Final victory since 2006. I remember the game well. They were massive outsiders against Melbourne, who at that stage were well over the salary cap, and they won 15 points to 8 to win their 6th premiership. As for Penrith, this is their 7th Grand Final. They currently have a record of 4 Grand Final wins from a possible 6 Grand Finals. This will be Ivan Cleary's 5th Grand Final appearance as a head coach. As for Kevin Walters, this will be his first as a head coach, but he won 6 premierships as a player. On to my predictions for the game. If I was going to go for a try scorer from either side at any time, I'll go for Sonia Taruva from Penrith and Jordan Ricky for Brisbane. As for the Clive Churchill medal, from what I can see, Nathan Cleary is $3.50 to win. That's in Australian dollars. Reece Walsh is the next price favourite at $6.50. Honestly, it could be a number of players who win this. I would have to pick probably Nathan Cleary if Penrith were to win it. On the other side of things, Reynolds is a player I could see winning it, or maybe someone like a Payne Haas who was paying 12 quid, which is quite a good price. As for the prediction of who was going to win, I think Penrith will win by 1 to 12 points. I think once again it'll be the defence which wins them this match. They are very hard to score against and they have shown that over a few years now. I can also see Brisbane winning it and they have every chance to, but I just think the defence of Penrith and with their experience in grand finals as a squad will get them the win. A small part of me doesn't want Penrith to win though, however, because I'm a Parramatta supporter, and if they get 3 in a row, we won't be able to brag we were the last team to win 3 in a row, but it is what it is. I can't control it. I just have to sit back and watch the grand final unfold. So that is my grand final preview for this year. I'm going for Penrith to win by 1 to 12 points. Let me know in the comment section below who do you think is going to win the grand final, and let me know your score margins and Clive Churchill medal winner. Hopefully this grand final lives up to the hype and all the build up and it's a close match, but we'll just have to wait and see how it all unfolds. Thanks to everyone that's been watching me tipping videos since round 1, it's much appreciated. Thanks for leaving all your comments, liking, subscribing, all that caper. I'll be back next year with more rugby league tips for the Super League and the NRL, but in the off season I have plenty of videos to do like I always do in years gone by. So anyways, this has been Rugby League History, and I'll catch us all later in the next video. Alright, tatty bye for now.